Welcome to Cloud-Based Bedtime Stories with Aaron Wanjala. You made it through the day. Get comfortable, close your eyes, and let tonight's story find you. Nothing is paging. We can just read. Tonight, we journey to a vast, peaceful valley where information flows like a gentle, subterranean river. In this place, no one is forced to wait for an answer. Scribes write their findings on slips of parchment and hand them to a tireless, invisible messenger. The messenger takes these slips, sorts them, and delivers them to exactly the right people, at exactly the right time. This is the story of PubSub, the system that keeps the world in harmony by letting everyone work at their own pace. Chapter 1. The Valley of the Decoupled. In the early days of the valley, communication was a fragile, exhausting affair. If the village baker wanted to let the miller know they needed flour, they had to walk to the mill, knock on the door, and wait for the miller to answer. If the miller was asleep or busy grinding grain, the baker simply stood there, waiting. This is what the builders call a synchronous call, or a remote procedure call. It is a world where everyone is bound to everyone else's schedule, locked in place until a response is given. But as the valley grew, the builders realized this could not last. They needed a way to decouple. So they established a grand central dispatch, a system where the baker could simply write, "I need flour," on a small slip of paper, drop it into a box, and walk back to their warm ovens. The baker did not need to know when the miller would read it, or even if the miller was currently awake. The message was safe, held in the quiet, steady hands of the dispatch. The baker could go back to baking, and the miller could go back to sleeping, both of them working in perfect, peaceful isolation. Chapter 2. The Bulletin Boards of the Mind. This central dispatch operates on a simple, beautiful pattern of topics and subscriptions. Imagine a long, quiet corridor lined with beautifully carved wooden bulletin boards. Each board is dedicated to a single subject, known as a topic. One board might be called Weather Reports. Another might be called System Heartbeats. Those who write the messages are the publishers. They do not address their letters to any specific person. Instead, they walk up to the corridor, find the appropriate board, and pin their message to it. They do not worry about who will read it or how many people will see it. Their job ends the moment the paper meets the wood. On the other side of the corridor are the subscribers. These are the workers who have registered an interest in specific boards. They do not search the entire corridor. They simply tell the dispatch, "Please let me know when anything new is posted on the weather board." The beauty of this system is its quiet speed. From the moment a publisher pins a note to a board, it takes only a fraction of a second, usually about 100 milliseconds, for the dispatch to deliver a copy to every single subscriber. It is an asynchronous dance, swift, silent, and incredibly light. Chapter 3. The Law of the Lease. In other valleys, messengers use strict, narrow chutes to organize their mail. They call these partitions. In those systems, if you are a reader, you must read every letter in your assigned chute in the exact order it arrived. If you get stuck on a long, difficult letter, all the letters behind it must wait. No one else can help you clear the queue. But our messenger does things differently. Our messenger uses a rule called per-message parallelism. Instead of locking letters into strict lanes, the dispatch treats every message as an independent entity. When a subscriber is ready to work, the dispatch leases a single message to them. The subscriber takes the scroll, works on it, and when they are finished, they send back a tiny nod, an acknowledgement. If a subscriber takes too long or falls asleep while reading, the lease simply expires, and the dispatch gently hands that scroll to another helper. Because of this, many helpers can work on messages from the same topic at the exact same time, without stepping on each other's toes or waiting for a bottleneck to clear. It is a system designed for ultimate, quiet efficiency. Chapter 4: The Many Journeys of a Single Note. Because this messenger never tires, the Valley uses it for almost every task imaginable. When tiny sensors in the distant hills measure the dampness of the soil or the chill of the evening air, they send thousands of small, quiet updates into the central corridor. This is the streaming of data from the Internet of Things. The dispatch gathers these tiny whispers and flows them down a great river called data flow. From there, they are carried to the vast, quiet archives of BigQuery, where scholars can study the history of the land over many years. Other times, a message is urgent. When a new image is uploaded to the archives, the dispatch might send a quick notification to a small, sleeping worker, a cloud function. The worker wakes up, resizes the image so it fits on a small screen, and quietly goes back to sleep. The messenger is also a great stabilizer. If a village in the east suffers a sudden storm, the workers there might not be able to process their messages. But the dispatch does not panic. It simply holds onto the scrolls, keeping them safe, while workers in the west and north quietly step in to subscribe to the same topic and carry the load. Yet for all its power, the messenger knows its limits. It is designed for service-to-service communication, the quiet conversations between the great machines of the valley. It does not speak directly to the children playing in the fields with their handheld devices. For those individual, direct connections, the Valley uses other helpers, like Firebase. The messenger is content to stay in the background, working with standard protocols like REST and gRPC, securing every message with careful, granular keys, and ensuring that no matter how loud the world becomes, every whisper is heard, and every task is eventually completed. That's all for this journey through the cloud. Wherever your clusters reside tonight, may they remain stable, resilient, and peaceful. Until next time, sleep tight until you have to serve your next request.